At the beginning of the episode, we see a man late at night sitting in front of another. The man is apologizing profusely to his master, an oracle. He explains the Antigonus family notebook is unique, and they only wanted to understand it, which is why they sent their agents to uncover its secrets. Of course, those agents, the man and woman who received the book, are now dead, and the notebook hath fallen into the hands of the Nighthawks. In response, the master delivers a severe punishment, forcing the man's own hand into his mouth, severing 2 fingers and breaking his teeth. They soon learn the Nighthawks possess the notebook, and that it's in the possession of Klein Moretti. The man is given one final chance to retrieve it, and he begins his pursuit of Klein. Meanwhile, we see Klein meeting with Neil. Neil demonstrates the rituals of a low-sequence Beyonder, explaining that specific ingredients are required for the preparation. He tells Klein, "Now watch carefully," before creating a protective barrier around himself. Following this, he begins chanting spells, asking the goddess for a favor, to please cover a 30-pound bill. It seems to be a bill from a restaurant or some other expense. He is directly requesting 30 pounds. The paper then burns, turning to ash. When they step outside, Neil finds a purse on the ground containing a large sum of money. A moment later, a horse-drawn carriage pulls up. A man steps out, saying, "That's my purse. Thank you for finding it." The emblem on the purse matches the one on the carriage, confirming his ownership. Klein wonders what Neil will do, refuse a gift from the goddess or keep the money. Neil, with complete honesty, returns the purse, and as a reward, the owner gives him exactly 30 pounds, proving the ritual was a success. Neil explains that while they can perform such acts, they must be careful not to harm anyone in the process, as that would be wrong. We then learn from Emperor Rosel's diary, which is difficult to decipher for anyone but Klein, that to properly absorb potions and use their powers, digestion and acting are essential. This means that as a seer, Klein must start acting the part instead of just walking around like an ordinary person. At that moment, he spots a divination club. The receptionist invites him inside, and he thinks this is the perfect place to start. He goes in and receives a tarot reading. The card he draws suggests he won't be able to reach his desired destination yet, but it might be possible if he waits. After paying the fee, he notices the man cough. Klein taps his own forehead twice, checks his aura, and sees a problem with his lungs. He advises him to see a doctor, revealing himself as a seer. He officially joins the club. A girl who was also there sees him enter. We learn that a teacher, Mr. Vincent, had already predicted that a very skilled seer would arrive that day. They are in the middle of a mirror divination class. Klein heads upstairs and sees numerous people sitting with mirrors practicing mirror divination. It's a ritual that allows one to connect with spirits from another world. As Klein scans everyone's aura, he senses that while Vincent's body is healthy, there's something wrong deep inside him. He also notices Vincent give a box to a red-haired girl. As she leaves, Klein feels a strange premonition. However, he dismisses it as a coincidence and finally goes in for his own reading. Vincent tells him that he has arrived full of hope, yet he is confused and so weary that he has lost the will to live. Klein silently agrees. He continues, "I see 2 words for you, gathering and family, and these 2 are a gift to you." The reading, which would normally cost a day's wages, was free for his first visit, making Klein feel very lucky. After Klein leaves, we see that Vincent is none other than the man from the start of the episode, his hand bandaged. He's clearly targeting Klein. Klein begins to ponder how he can act more like a seer. He considers his 2 paths. The first is to digest the potion and advance, which would let him properly use his Beyonder powers and return to his world. The other path is to master the power of the Grey Fog, connect with it, and perhaps return home directly. He must accomplish this one way or another. Relying on potions to advance through the sequences will be a slow process. He thinks that if he modifies the luck enhancement ritual to be more effective, his chances will improve. Just then, a knock comes at the door, and Klein quickly burns the paper he was writing on. He sees a strange mechanical object outside, but when he opens the door, it's just a toy being played with by his sister Melissa. She remarks that since he got his job, he has no time for her, but she understands his work is important. She then asks, "Are you free on Sunday? It's my friend Selena's birthday, and we've been invited. Why don't you come with me?" Remembering Vincent's words about a family gathering being beneficial, Klein agrees to go with his sister. Afterwards, he enters the Gray Fog, the separate realm he can access. Soon after, the Hanged Man and Justice also arrive. The animation here is stunning. Klein perceives the Hanged Man's aura as a terrifying sea, while Justice is like a tranquil lake. He congratulates her for becoming a spectator, a Sequence 9 Beyonder, which was her goal in their last meeting. Klein notices symbols appearing behind each of them, and he understands their meaning, even having his own constellation symbol. He declares that they can now speak freely. Justice says she has 3 questions. As a spectator, what should I know? What should I be aware of? The Hangman explains that a spectator must always remain detached, maintain a neutral stance, and quietly observe to understand the people around them. He adds that the role is self-evident in its name, and she must master it. Klein then raps the table and interjects that simply mastering it is not enough. One must digest the potion. He explains that digestion and acting are the true methods. Hearing this, the Hanged Man and Justice are completely stunned. They both stand and declare that this information is more valuable than their own lives, thanking Mr. Fool profusely. He tells Justice to continue. For her second question, she asks what happens if an animal consumes a potion. They ask her, "What did you do? Who did you feed it to?" We see a flashback of her dog Susie knocking over and drinking a potion while she was out of the room. She's told that usually this results in the animal's death or its transformation into a dangerous monster. If neither occurs, it becomes a special creature. For her third question, she starts to ask about talent, mentioning her father before stopping. She rephrases, asking where one can obtain such abilities. Klein replies that acquiring talent is simple. With the questions concluded, he requests payment in the form of a favor. He asks them to perform a prayer for him and to search for Roselle Gustav's secret diaries. The Hangman is shocked, wondering if Klein can actually read Roselle's coded language. Klein confirms he can, then provides them with the prayer's specific wording. A mysterious ruler above the Gray Fog, the King of Yellow and Black, who wields great luck. The Hangman realizes that if this prayer works, its user will become incredibly powerful. After this meeting, Klein returns to his reality. We're reminded of his brother, Benson. Klein thinks that when the time is right, he should tell Melissa and Benson about his identity as a seer. They spend the day preparing, buying new clothes, and finally, Sunday, July 15th arrives. They reach Selena's house, and we see that Selena is the red-haired girl from the Divination Club. Selena is with her friend, another girl named Elizabeth. The 3 girls greet the brothers and exchange pleasantries. At that moment, Klein feels a surge of power and realizes the Hangman must have begun the prayer, which gives him a sense of well-being. He joins the party where there are various dishes and a lively atmosphere. It's a very enjoyable scene. Elizabeth approaches him and says, "By the way, I know you're a seer, but I haven't told anyone, so Melissa won't find out. Don't worry." Then Melissa comes over and teases, "I know you and Benson are probably here to find a wife, but you should know Elizabeth is only 16. Klein just dismisses her comment. As night falls, the 3 girls go to their room. As we saw earlier, Vincent had given Selena a box which contains a mirror. As she looks into it, she attempts to contact spirits, asking a playful question about when she'll find her Mr. Right.
As her mirror activates, a corresponding mirror in Vincent's room also activates. He says, "It seems the altar is open. The time has come, Klein Moretti. You're finished." While the girls are playing, Klein senses immense danger. He looks into the room and understands he has to save them. With no time to call his captain, he decides to use ritual magic. He doesn't have his ingredients but spots what he needs within the room, and he knows what he must do. He sees the mirror has turned completely black and he realizes he's in serious trouble. The girls notice that Selena is no longer herself. She's losing control, transforming into a banshee-like creature. She attacks Elizabeth and Melissa, knocking them both unconscious. Klein bursts in and uses his nocturnal slumber power, throwing cards to trap Selena. He immediately begins his enchantment ritual, trying to complete it as fast as possible. But on the other side, Vincent uses his own blood to call for power from his master. He throws an orb that shatters Klein's trap, freeing Selena. Klein counters by throwing ink and blood, extinguishing the candles with his blood and using the ink to write the ritual's incantations. Selena's hair becomes a weapon, lashing out at Klein. He fires his gun, but she dodges the bullet and easily overpowers him. She snarls, "Klein Moretti, my master gave you the gift of death, but you escaped. Then you gained beyond your powers you were never meant to have. Tell me, what did you discover in the Antigonus family notebook? Tell me everything you know and I will let these two live. Otherwise, all three of you will die." As Klein begins to lose consciousness, he suddenly feels another surge of power, realizing that justice has also started praying for him. This new strength allows him to break free. On the other end, Vincent is struggling but gives it his all, cutting his hand again to send more power to Selena. She becomes even stronger. But Klein now has the time he needs to complete his ritual. He beseeches the goddess to free Selena from the spirit possessing her. The connection must be broken. At last, the ritual completes. Selena returns to normal and all three girls fall unconscious as Vincent is defeated. Klein was lucky that Justice's prayer came at that exact moment. Otherwise, he would have been finished. Meanwhile, a defeated Vincent doesn't know what to do. As he leaves, a man known as Mr. Z from the Aurora Order appears. He says, "The master has sent a gift for you, and that gift is death." He kills him on the spot. Later, Klein explains everything to Dunn Smith and brings him to the scene, stating that Vincent was behind it all. As they investigate, Dunn gets a vision of a strange, terrifying creature, and he is left completely shocked. In the post-credits scene, we are shown the Lowen Kingdom, where Justice is sleeping peacefully. Her dog Susie comes to her. As we saw, he's the one who drank the potion. He tries to wake her up. Justice says she wants to sleep a little longer, but a servant enters and tells her she needs to get ready for the royal celebration. She wakes up to find many servants holding dresses and jewelry that she had selected the night before. It appears Justice is part of the royal family. It's her 17th birthday. She asks if all of this is for her birthday. The servant replies, no, explaining that if she wore the same dress repeatedly, people would think they've fallen on hard times. They can't wear the same dress twice. Justice selects her outfit, living a life of pure royalty. As she's playing with her dog Susie, she discovers that he can now talk. He says, "What can I say? I'm just a dog." It's a completely new development. He has gained the power of speech. And that's where the episode ends.